Hey guys, Perky Planes and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz and Mountain Dew time. All right, I thought I'd give you guys a an update to the Simple Storch and its successful flight this time. As you all can see from the video, flight went well. Takeoff was a little shaky. Landing was probably a little more shaky, but we brought it down in one piece with some damage, but very little damage. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the damage that it sustained. Not terrible. Can easily be fixed, probably within a half an hour or so. I mean, nothing major at all. So let me show you guys the aftermath. All right, first thing here is another broke firewall. I will tell you this much. Seeing as how I knew I was going to go ahead and do another flight with the plane, and just to try to actually have a successful flight, I just tried to find the whatever wood I had available to make a quick firewall, and what I had at the time was balsa wood. So I knew that if I hit the ground, that the balsa was going to pretty much shatter. So again, not a big deal to me. I've got some more sturdier plywood that I'm going to be using from here on out. But this was just something quick and dirty so I can get, at least try to get a successful flight out of it. All right, and the other thing here is, and this actually probably looks a little worse than what it actually is, but when it hit the ground, you can kind of see here the landing gear, took a bulk of the hit, and it pulled up some of the paper, as you see here, some of the glue joints. Actually, those glue joints are okay. I just peeled the paper. The glue joints came off on this side. So I will say the top wire here for the landing gear did manage to stay on both sides. So good there. That's basically the extent of the damage. Again, that's not really a big deal. I'm going to take some packing tape and some glue, and we'll have it back to normal. All right, so there you have it. Pretty much, not real bad as far as damage is concerned. Once I actually do the repairs, I'm going to then give it some color, give it something other than the wonderful foam board white color that it is now. So I'm not going to reveal too much here as far as that. I will say I'm going to be using some colored packing tape, as that would be very lightweight. I think it was Corey. I mean, I might have to correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think Corey had mentioned to me one time about wanting to do, or he suggested doing the Storch in a like an army green camo kind of thing. I love the suggestion, but unfortunately, I think if I do that, I'm going to have way too many green or army themed or even just green planes in general. So I decided not to go with the green. I will tell you this much, and the base color I'm going to be using is probably a navy blue or dark blue is what I'm going to be using on it. And I'm going to add some more designs and things to it as well. So, you'll see that, of course, in future videos. Oh, something else I want to mention too on the Storch, the flight characteristics of the Storch. I will say this, one of the first things I noticed about the plane, and I think this may be like this for future flight test builds. Maybe most of their planes are like this. I don't know. I'll have to kind of get into them and see. But one thing I noticed early on, and even some guys out the field noticed this too, that the control surfaces on the plane are crazy huge. Most planes I've dealt with, the control surfaces were pretty tiny, compared to the rest of the airframe. But the control surfaces on the Storch are very big, and what that basically means, is that the controllability of the whole thing is pretty insane. So you can do, it's really, it leaves it very open to do a lot of maneuvers and things. Something that probably a traditional, Pfizer Storch plane, may or may not be able to handle. I don't really know. So the control surfaces are huge on this thing. So just to make a long story short here, I basically dialed in a bunch of expo on the plane, as well as only using low rates on them on that successful flight that you saw. Um, I think I set my low rates at about 60%, which is still a considerable amount of travel, believe it or not, with the control surfaces and everything. So 60% on my low rates. High rates were 100%, but I didn't even touch those on this particular flight. So 60% in the low rates. I dialed in just about as much expo as I possibly could, and like I said, it flew good like that. I was even able to pull off some real nice rolls, um, you know, even with those settings. So if you do get a Storch or look into building one or anything like that, keep that in mind. Um, I recommend anybody that are brand new to the plane itself, um, dial in plenty of low rates and expo, just to help get yourself used to it first. Um, I'm sure this thing will be a lot of fun, even on or with high rates on. So it'll be interesting to see that. But anyways, just wanted to kind of point that out there as well, in case anybody else might be wondering about that. That's all I've got for this video. So like I said, just stay tuned, and probably see some more stuff on the Storch. Bye.